Hello, everyone. Here I am. It's Robin Moser. I am doing the Tipsy Realtor alone this week because Anna is relaxing like she so very much deserves. So I'm here to show you guys how to make the amazing cocktail called Winter Forest and talk to you about why utilizing summer photos all year round is to your benefit when selling your home. And obviously, if you looked outside today, it's a winter wonderland. And if you've been on the roads, they suck. They're like little skating rinks for tires. So we are going to start with the cocktail like we always do. And also, too, is if you want to say how sad you are that I have to drink alone and how sad it is that Anna's not here, please make comments because I think Anna needs to see how sad it is when I have to drink alone and she's not here to chat with me. So we're going to start with our cocktail. Now, our cocktail is basically just a fancy glass with some ice in it, and everything is super simple. It is supposed to be Confluence gin, but I didn't realize I drank the last of my Confluence gin, so we're going with Aviation gin. Now, it's not going to be exactly the same cocktail because Confluence gin is a gin with a lot of really spices and bold spices in it, which makes it really good. And I highly recommend grabbing some for the winter season. But this is going to be a pretty cool drink. So let's give it a shot. We're doing 2 ounces of gin into our glass. So obviously this is going to be a strong one. This is definitely going to be, I'm going to guess, without even trying it, just looking at the ingredients, this is going to be one of those kind of meet and greet, having a party, really easy ones to do because you can make this syrup, which I made ahead of time, cranberry ginger syrup, which is simple. Get a couple pieces of ginger, get a couple cranberries, throw some water and some sugar on there on the stove, kind of wait for it to thicken and take it off and cool it. So pretty simple, half an ounce. You bet you could actually even make a punch out of this. I actually think it would probably be a pretty cool punch. Now we go with our lemon tada. Stir it all together. Nice pink coloring. Throw in some cranberries. A nice piece of rosemary. And here is your cocktail. So you can see, so festive, so nice. What an amazing thing to serve to your friends and family. And like I said, I think it would make a pretty awesome punch. Oh yeah, that's tasty. 100%. It's got a nice spice to it. It doesn't actually taste a lot of the gin, but it's got spice. Like you can taste that spice in that drink. And I don't even know how. Like ginger and cranberries, you wouldn't think really have a lot of pull, but maybe it's a lemonada. Really quite tasty. Again, I always consider everything, and I'm like, would I make this for Clint tonight? Probably. So, and also too, is if everyone doesn't know, and if you do happen to know my husband and you know him on Facebook or you know him personally and you know how to text him, tomorrow is his birthday. So please make sure to give him a happy birthday tomorrow and let him know you're thinking of him on his very special day. Sorry, I lied. Tomorrow's not his birthday. Friday's his birthday. But still, this is a show before his birthday. So on Friday, it's his birthday. Make sure you wish him a happy birthday so that he knows you're thinking of him. So this is a great cocktail. It would be a really great punch, 100%. Like I would actually, if I was having a Christmas party, I would 100% put this out because between the garnish and between the color of it and the taste of it, amazing Christmas punch. All right. Now we talk about the serious stuff. We're going to talk about the fact that it's important to utilize your Christmas photos all year round. Now you'll think, sure, everybody knows that, but what you don't know, and this is why it's important, is you need to know and understand the why. Because knowing you should do it is different than knowing why you should do it. And a lot of times if you understand the why, then you understand doing it and how important it is. So first of all, this is going to maximize curb appeal. So a lot of times in Calgary in the fall and in the summer, it's wet, it's dirty, it's cold, it's white. And it is nice and peaceful, but there's just something so great about those summer times, what your house looks like in the summer, all the greenery, the beautiful trees, the flowers, all that kind of stuff. So getting those summer photos to show the front of the house during the summer in the wintertime is important. But it's also important to make sure that you actually have photos that are also from the time period you list the house. And the reason why is because if you just put summer photos up and you don't put any of the current exterior photos up, they're going to assume you've been trying to list and sell your house in summer. So they're going to assume that your property has been for sale forever and it's a stale listing and nobody wants it. And if nobody wants it, why would they? So what I always do is when I'm doing photos where there's alterations, whether it be alterations in virtually staging or alterations in this is a summer photo, but it's currently winter, I will put up both photos side by side. And I do this specifically so people say, oh, this is what it looks like normally, but this is what it could look like either with furniture or with in the summertime or things like that. Same with backyard. Now, I'll be honest with me, with my backyard, I back onto a park. I have a fish pond out back. We have lots of flowers out back. So this is going to make it have a huge outdoor patio on 2 levels and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to make a huge difference when you can show those kind of photos, like the fire pit lit up at night or the flowers blooming so they can see how beautiful that backyard can be. Even maybe some of the birds. So I have one of those bird feeders where it catches them on camera. So you might want to show them that kind of thing so they know what kind of lifestyle, because believe it or not, a lot of people don't recognize the fact that when you're making a decision about a house, a lot of times it's a pretty emotional experience and you want to think that you're being logical. But even me, when it comes to houses, it is an emotional decision that you justify with logic. A lot of times you walk into a house and you want to feel that you can live there. You want to feel the lifestyle that that house is going to give you. So you want to highlight also too is the landscaping. So landscaping, the gardens, all that kind of stuff, capturing them in their peak season, because your landscaping in your garden, those might be reasons why the people buy your house. It sounds crazy, but the majority of times that I have sat here and I have helped people buy a house or helped people sell a house or had the pleasure of dealing with both, it was actually pretty interesting because when I deal with both, they're usually ridiculously similar personalities. And if they met each other, they either would become best friends or they would absolutely hate each other because they're too much alike. So it also helps emphasize those outdoor spaces. So if you do have that big patio, if you do have that fire pit, if you do have that house that backs onto a park or a lake or has a big pie-shaped lot or anything like that, it's important to put those kind of pictures out there so people, again, they can see how those spaces can be used instead of just having them covered by snow or, all your furniture is covered by the tarps or anything like that. So you want to make sure that people understand how well used your house can be and what they're going to live in it. Because if you're not selling it in the summer or the spring or the fall, I don't even know where I was going with that because nothing I'm about to say makes sense. But if you're not selling it in summer, you want to make sure what their life looks like when they are. Again, if you have water features, if you have pools, if you have anything like that, fountains, ponds, pumps, they're going to want to know exactly what's going on in there prior to purchase, and they don't want to wait until the peak season to find out what's happening in that pool. So like for me, I have fish in my pool. So I would put up a little thing showing the fish in the pool, all that kind of stuff, and then I would actually explain that the fish winter and all that kind of stuff, and you can just leave them there and just replace the ones that pass away over the summer or over the winter, and that's it. It also helps conceal those minor imperfections. So if hypothetically, and that's actually another big thing, if they notice that you have a dog, showing those summer photos of your grass being green and stuff, they're going to know that the grass isn't dead underneath, which sometimes they're going to wonder, especially if you have large dogs or anything like that. They want to know what status the grass is in. And the more people are clicking through your photos, the more people are looking at your property, the more they're kind of looking back and forth. It does boost you up in the algorithms online. So that is really important too to consider when you're sitting here looking at trying to kind of get your house recognized by most people, featured or anything like that. More clicks through your property, through your photos, that is going to help when it comes to selling and marketing your home. And honestly, it stands out amongst the competition. If all they got is old brown and white and dirty snow photos, you're going to look pretty good because you're going to be the one that stands out in their mind because it's different. You've got the snow photo and then you've got this beautiful summer photo. And let's be honest, what do we all crave during wintertime? Summer. So it is going to stand out in their mind. It is going to make your property unique when they're looking at it. And if you've spent time looking at listings online, you can see like going through them. And I'll even tell you as a realtor, I routinely will remember the houses with the summer photos in the wintertime because they are unique. And honestly, it is proven practice. Like it's, you can see the difference, right? We can see the difference. We had this one listing and this beautiful flowering tree in the front of their house. And when we sold their house, it was just all sticks and stuff because it was fall. But with all the flowering and stuff like that, it was utterly beautiful and breathtaking. And we made sure that she gave us one of those photos and we put it in with the listing because that tree, when it flowers, was a stunning tree. And I don't know if that's what helped sell the house, but who doesn't remember a beautiful flowering tree? So those are all the reasons why you utilize your summer photos all year round, but make sure that you get those winter photos in with the summer photos because you have to have the timely photos and then the summer photos so people understand what you're trying to do. And just on the outside, not on the inside. You can just do the inside photos when you do the inside photos. And lots of times, I'll be honest, if I've seen a listing online and I want to see if it's been on for a long time, I actually will zoom into the windows to see what the outside looks like. So if I see that the outside's green, then I know that they've actually been listed for a long time, which is also another reason why it's important to take those timely photos inside and have the exterior ones and then use the summer photos on top of that. So that is my 12 minutes of rambling and drinking today about photos. And I hope you do try this drink. I think it was pretty special. I definitely think that it was a wonderful drink. But we are giving away this beautiful cocktail smoking kit. But you do have to like and share the show. So you want to make sure that you share it on Facebook, that you share it on Instagram, that you share it on YouTube, that you share it on TikTok, like it, share it, tag your friends. And the more you actually tag and like it and share your friends, the more entries that you get. So here we go. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I am a woman of many talents all alone today. TikTok. And then next week, when Anna will be back, and we're very excited for her. And actually, I'll be here too, because lately we've been like the president and the vice president, where we just can't be in the same room together. We are going to do the Red Deer Aviation. We're going to talk about how holding properties can make your net worth fly. And actually, I will say for this one is super interesting because both Anna and I have done this, obviously, over your careers. Because as a realtor, you kind of have a habit of collecting houses. We buy and sell houses like shoes because it's what we do for a living. So let's talk about how to make you guys wealthy because it is so easy. Having wealth and getting wealth and creating wealth is so easy if you just utilize the tools in front of you and execute. And I tell people this all the time, and it is utterly my goal to make sure that everyone around me is financially comfortable and give them the tools to do it. But obviously, like everybody says, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. So please come on for our next show and make sure that you learn how you can get net worth and wealth so that you don't have to work so hard by collecting houses. And of course, if you know of anyone buying or selling real estate, friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, people you like, people you don't like, please make sure that they give us a call so we can give them the best advice possible and we can help them out and make sure that not only can they start on their first house or their second house or their third house, but we can help build them a real estate plan because life doesn't have to be that hard, and we can show you how to make it easy. Hope you guys have a great week. Thank you so much, and stay warm, stay safe, drive safe, don't hit any curbs or other cars, and I hope you guys have a great week. See you soon.